I'm writing a comic book and I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm bringing you along the journey with me. If you remember correctly in the last video, which is going to be down in the description, if you haven't watched that yet, please go watch it to catch up to this one. We talked about finding an artist because we had a lot of the script written. Well, I have a huge update for you. The script is finally finished. Now we're going to go into editing mode and actually bold and italicize certain words that I want a big emphasis on as these characters are talking to each other. The area that I haven't made a whole lot of progress in yet is actually finding the artist. Some people from the community do say they want to work on it, and I'm curious to see what their art's going to actually look like once they get rolling with it. But I've also found someone on Facebook, because I'm part of a comic book group, that is a comic book artist, and he's working to build his portfolio. He was even offering people to buy their old scripts from them so that he could actually draw them out and work on them himself just to build his portfolio. So obviously I messaged him. From what I can tell from our conversation so far, which hasn't been a whole lot, it seems like he's very much on board to try this out. The big issue I'm running into with him, though, is he's not actually a Star Wars fan, and I kind of want him to be a Star Wars fan. Maybe this comic can change his mind. I'm also still tossing around the idea of using AI because this doesn't have to be perfect, and this is even what I told him, because he's not used to drawing Star Wars. He said it's going to be challenging, but he's up for the challenge. We'll see if he actually follows through with actually wanting to draw this and illustrate the comic, but I really need to start editing and get those bolded words and those italicized words for that really jumping in your face, like this word is heavy emphasis on it. If you're curious where I'm getting this idea of it needs to have some bold words, some italicized words, just reading comics. I mean, take a look at this. I went to the store yesterday and bought like 20 comics, literally. So, still working my way through those. But again, if you're writing your own comic, draw inspiration from the things you already know. If you've read a comic and if you're wanting to write your own and you're wanting to follow along with this story, it seems like you probably have already read some comics. You would notice the different text bubbles. You would notice the different words and how they're phrased. You're also going to notice that it's actually written how the character would say things. So I've really been trying to work that in to my story, and it's not easy, actually. I thought it would be a lot easier, but it's really not, because as a like master's level student, not like bragging, but like in a master's level class, when you're writing a paper, it has to be punctuated correctly, all words spelled exactly how they need to be. And writing a comic is very different because you're having to use your creativity to come up with different ways you think these characters might say the words. Because this video is just a kind of update to the comic book series, letting you all know that I've finally finished the script, I'm moving into the editing phase, which unfortunately I don't want to bring you along with me on that journey because I don't want to reveal too much of the comic, but I will reveal some of it since you've made it this far in the video and it seems like you're enjoying the series. Alright, so one of the updates I do want to give you is I actually have a working title for the comic. Let me know what you think about the title. I really like it. I think it's fantastic. So the title is actually called Sensitive, a Star Wars Fan Comic. And I have even introduced a new group of, or a new crime syndicate, if you will, called the Outsiders. And these Outsiders essentially have moved into a town on this planet that Kaz and Az have found themselves on as adults. And they've kind of taken over the city. So obviously our heroes are gonna fight them. And the leader of this, his name is Kako. And Kako in Greek, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly in Greek, but it means evil or bad. So I really like Greek mythology. So I really drew from that. Again, draw from what inspires you. To end this bit of a shorter video in this comic book series, because I've already finished the script and all that's left is to find an artist, I want to leave you with a quote from the final confrontation between our heroes and Kako. So Kako tells Az, "Careful, young one. You may be their hero for now, but in due time, even the heroes can turn into villains. It just depends on who writes the history." So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. I think it's a pretty massive update. The script is finished. We just have to edit and actually find an artist. So I'm hoping within the next couple of months, I'm actually going to be able to start releasing this either as the full 65-page graphic novel that it is, or in smaller issues, which would also be fine. I just can't wait for you guys to actually read this story, and I hope you enjoy some of the insights, like that quote, the characters, and the title from Sensitive, a Star Wars fan comic. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, drop a like, and comment down below. Are you excited to read the story? Because I cannot wait for you all to read it. I hope you have a good one. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.